Welcome to our next Reiki session, our next Reiki class. Whee! And tonight I just wanted to dress up for y'all. So I have my t-shirt that says, Girl with Curves. And actually, this is the name of a clothing company. And this was all I could afford. Was
the t-shirt.
The t-shirt. You know?
Isn't that the way?
Yeah. What's that old saying about when you go someplace and you visit somewhere?
Oh, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
And all I got was this lousy t-shirt. I love this t-shirt. But I just wanted to acknowledge the people who have... for instance, this wreath on my head was made by a dear friend, Sue Ann Squire, who lives in Roosevelt, Utah. Oh. And she is a fabulous healer and massage therapist. And then this lovely little necklace that I use for dowsing. Mm-hmm. For instance, when we do the attunements, when I'm checking attunements, I utilize my little crystal. And this was given to me by a beautiful, lovely little witch named Starlight. Oh. And it's just so sweet. So that helps with the dowsing. Then I also have, this was given to me by my friend Udal Lim for my recent heart surgery. So I wear this a lot, most every day, to remind me that my heart is healing. Mm-hmm. And this was given to me by my former spouse from Peru, from Ramon. And I figured, since this week has been full moon, that it was really good to have a moonstone energy for healing and femininity. Okay, the next symbol is part of level 2. All right, and there happens to be 2. Just like there's 2 Seihei keys, there's 2 Hon Sha Sho Nens, okay? And they have different meanings, all right? So, don't let it confuse you because it's longer than the others. It's actually quite fun to do, okay? Now I got this little one in my arms, so I'm going to try to do this. we have to see if this little boy will let me. Hi everybody, this is Chi. Hi Chi. Okay, Han. And so Han is H-O-N. Sha is S-H-A. Sounds like Shah of Iran, okay? Zay, Z-E, and I think of it as say, but with a Z, Zay. Okay, Sho, S-H-O, and I think of it as show, to go to the show, S-H-O-W. Nen is N-E-N. So it's like men, but it's N-E with an N, as in nothing, never, nada. Okay, and this is 1. So Han Sha Sho Nen 1. And I also think of this as it takes a village. What this is dealing with is removing karmic debt. Okay, and so this is about releasing karma. All of us wind up accumulating karma in our daily lives.
Hello everyone, and now I'm going to show you how the symbol for Hon Sha Sho Nen 1 is drawn out. So there are 23 movements in total. I'll show you kind of a speed through, talk through, and then I'll draw each of the individual shapes within the symbol on their own. So first we have what looks like a little mountain over here, and we go 1, 2, then we draw the cross, 3, 4, then we draw the cross inside, 5, 6, then we draw another mountain, 7, 8, then we draw a line that comes from this mountain, 9, then we draw this little box on top of the line, 10, 11, 12, a line inside of the box, 13, cross below, 14, 15, another mountain, 16, 17, a line below that, 18, this shape that looks like a Y, 19, 20, and then 3 C's kind of flying up on a diagonal, 21, 22, 23. So that's how you draw the symbol in the entirety. This was drawn by Lilli. So now I'll talk us through each one of the individual symbols and ways to think about them. Okay, so the first thing that we have here is this mountain. So you just start at the very apex and you do 1, 2, then you draw the cross on top, 3, 4, and the cross inside, 5, 6. And one thing that Lilli really stresses with this one is it's always down, over, down, 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 over, down, over. So that's the very first shape. I'll do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right next to this mountain is another mountain. And this mountain in this version that Lilli's drawn is a little bit bigger than the first mountain. Something that she would like me to stress is that, you know, writing these symbols out, it's like handwriting. Everybody's alphabet will look slightly different, but what we're aiming for are the basic recognizable shapes. So we've got a second mountain next to the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we just go 7, 8. Super simple. One thing that she said you want to look for is that the 2 mountains are overlapping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, overlap, 7, 8. Now we have a line coming out of this mountain. Sometimes I've seen it where Lilli's drawn it and the line has gone almost inside of the mountain a little bit. And again, it's like handwriting, it's not perfect, but there's a line coming out, so 9. Now we're drawing a box on the top, and this first line, we're going to draw it upwards. And if you notice, there's a slight curve to it. So it goes 10, 11, 12. So again, it's 9 is the line across. Then there's a swoopy upwards 10, straight 11, straight 12, and then a little line inside 13. So Lilli says it looks kind of like a battery box. Then we do the cross below, and with this cross, again, it's down and over. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then it's 14 down, 15 across. Okay, now we've got another mountain. So this is 16, 17, a little line below 18. And if you notice, this line is separate. It doesn't cross this one, so it's 18. And then we've got something that looks like a Y, 19, 20. So I've seen some Reiki practitioners will draw this little Y almost off to the side of this mountain. Again, if all the symbols are there, they might be proportionally different, and sometimes they might be arranged slightly differently on the page, but they all work together and it's beautiful. So 19, 20, and then we have these shapes, which are quite fun, 21, 22, 23. And because this is dealing with karmic debt and releasing, I always find kind of a freedom in just 21, 22, 23, almost 1, 2, 3, kind of letting things fly away. Okay, so I'll draw through this one more time and you can practice along with me or write it on a piece of paper. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Hon Sha Sho Nen 1. Okay, I wanted to show you one more variation on Hon Sha Sho Nen 1. So this was my attempt to draw out the symbol, and I showed it to Lily and she said, yep, that's great. And if you compare mine side by side with what she wrote earlier, you'll notice there's little variations in proportion on the page. But Lily really wanted me to stress that this is not about perfection. It isn't about religiously duplicating exactly every single element, that getting into the spirit of it and drawing, it's almost like a dance, and feeling the movement across the page and using this opportunity to connect with the intention of removing karmic debt, setting yourself free from anything from your past that you're holding on to. That's really what we want to aim for. And just as when people are writing out an alphabet, there will be variations in handwriting. There will also be variations in the way that the symbol shows up on the page. And even every time you try and draw out the symbol, there might be slight differences and proportional differences. And she, again, just really wanted to stress not getting into a perfection mindset, but really understanding that Spirit is love. Spirit is here to help us. Spirit loves us, whatever your connection with Spirit is or your definition of Spirit is. And that we're connecting on healing. So here are the 23 movements that compose this one. I'll draw it out on here. And we've got the first mountain. We start at the top and go 1, 2. Then we got the cross on top. Down, over, 3, 4. Cross inside, down, over, 5, 6. We've got the next mountain, which slightly overlaps the first one. 7, 8. Then we've got the line that goes across horizontally, and you'll notice it connects with the mountain. And here it's there's a little bit of an overlap, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 straight across. Here you can really see the swoop of the 10 as it goes up. So we draw upwards 10 with a swoop, straight 11 across, straight 12 down, 13 in the middle, not touching, 14 down, 15 across. And then we have another mountain, 16 down, 17 down. 18 is the line in the middle that doesn't connect. And 19 swoop, 20 swoop. And when Lily drew this, it looked a little bit more like a Y. This is kind of more of a wave. Again, hey, it's all good. And then we've got the 21, 22, 23 swoops, 21, 22, 23. So now Lily's going to talk about the dance of the shapes.
Looks like a ballet, you know, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So it's like dance movements, if you can get that. And you're a belly dancer, you know how to move your hands, No more acquiring karmic debt, yes. And that's another one where people say, or some folks say, that it's for 7 generations forward and backward.
Okay, so we are now through the drawing portion of the Hon Sha Sho Nen. And now we're talking about its magical properties.
Yes, which is removing karmic debt.
So how do you describe karmic debt, Lily? I know there's like Hinduism has their definitions of karma. How do you think of karma?
Well, to me, it's more like if you have done something and it's been kind of negative, and whether it was intentional or not, for some reason, you did it and it was a screw up. And so this is a good way to clean it up. And kind of like asking for forgiveness in a way. You know, because it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I messed up. Thank you. You know, because we all basically want to be forgiven, right, for whatever we've done. And sometimes we're naive and didn't even know we did something screwy, you know. So, you know, it's like, okay, yes, please. And God, Goddess HP is of love, not waiting and to crack a whip over us. Right. So, removing karmic debt, and it can go 7 generations forward and 7 generations back. So, you're helping family. You know, so that's a really good thing also. Yeah. And I just think, oh, that's a nice thing to think about. If it is, it is, and if it isn't, it isn't, but it doesn't really matter. You're doing it to just help whomever, whether it be yourself. I remember a couple called me over to their home because they had a little one, a little baby, not even walking, right? Just so many months old. And it turned out the little one had cancer.
Oh.
Okay. And they had a little 2.5, 3-year-old girl. And what happened was, it's like, she wanted to be in on it too, and she wanted to learn how to do it. And so what I did with her is I said, well, honey, the way to know if it's working is when your hands are on your little brother, then it's working. You take your hands off, and you're not doing it anymore. Okay? And it's just like, yeah, you can help. And then I met the family again at the Salt Palace, or what was formerly known as the Salt Palace. Prince here, okay? And the gal came in because I was there for a women's conference, and I had a room that had several Reiki practitioners, okay, in there. And she was in line, and she came and she sat down and she said, do you remember me? And it's like I was scratching my head and couldn't quite remember. And she said, you came to our home and helped us with our baby. And it's like, oh, yes, I do remember. Oh my gosh. You know, and I was like hesitant. It's like, how are things? And she said, oh, he's 4 now, and he's doing just super, and we've become a Reiki family.
Oh.
So I just thought that was so cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that was just really cool.
Do you know, I'm remembering, like, with Hon Sha Sho Nen, you taught it to me when I was 20, I guess, and I had all of these kind of ingrained self-defeating patterns. And for me, I really used it as symbol whenever I found myself doing self-defeating, self-destructive patterns that felt almost compulsive or any of those really deeply ingrained things.
Yes.
The Hon Sha Sho Nen was my prayer of, I'm releasing, just because I've done it this way in the past,
right,
and no matter how many times I've done this in the past, I can begin again. I can be released from this pattern. And I, you know, that the final 3, the swoops of the 21, 22, 23, I would just be like, I'm almost cutting the cord and sending them off like birds flying in the sky.
Okay, that's beautiful. Yeah, okay. So, I think that hopefully you will practice, okay, and keep practicing, and maybe now is the time that you start working on animals and plants and other people.
Yeah, plants are great for beginning practicing because there's no stress. Do you know what I mean?
Have you seen what I've done to plants?
Exactly.
Oh no!
It can't be any worse than that.
Oh!
It can't hurt.
Oh.
Get an air fern.
Yeah.
Well, somehow I even managed to kill an airfern. I don't know
no.
how.
I killed an aloe vera plant.
Oh,
You're not supposed to be able to kill those, but I did.
oh no. Okay. So thank you very much. And I hope that this benefits you somehow, some way. And know that if you were to actually be paying for these videos, it would be $65 a session. And there's at least 10 sessions, so it would be at least $650. So, and you're getting this out of the goodness of our hearts. It's our legacy. And we just think that the whole world could benefit from being able to focus and concentrate on this type of healing energy for each other and for all. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you, Lilli.